we're gonna transition into the NFL, y'all, and talk about the NFL draft.
It's my specialty. We got the analyst right here.
Yeah, this is college football man himself. Man's all about his football, his college football stuff. So NFL draft is next week. Well, actually April 28th. Don't know that.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, next week Thursday.
He started off.
Bro, all you had to do was add 7 and 8.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I forgot what today's date is. When you haven't wrote it on a paper or anything like that, you can get what the date is, even though it is right here in the top of the corner. But NFL draft is next week, and a lot of teams, these drafts are essentially what changes the landscape of your team. This is what makes or breaks your teams when you draft. In this draft, because you bring in young guys that hope can change a regime and make things different, make a difference for your team. So, guys, give me y'all top 5 NFL, the top 5 picks in the draft, who they will be. Malcolm, let's start off with you. Give me who your top 5 guys will be.
I got 2 scenarios.
How
the top 5 would go. All right.
Let me hear it.
The first pick, which was stupid, for the Rams to trade up because listen, I honestly don't believe a quarterback is that good to be 1 or 2 picks. All right, so of course they're either going to go Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. They're leaning towards Jared Goff because he's from California and all that. Mm-hmm. So they'll take him. The second pick, the Browns, they just picked up RG3 like last month. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't believe they're going quarterback, so I have them picking up defensive back from Florida State, Jalen Ramsey.
Wow.
All right, the third pick is
that's a shift. Mm-hmm. That's different from my list.
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 scenarios.
Okay, yeah.
That's the first one. All right.
He got 2 storylines. Hey,
right.
He was ready for this. I told you.
Yeah, he was ready.
All right, the third pick, San Diego. They can go tackle with Larry Tunsil, or they can go defensive end DeForest Buckner from Oregon. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're gonna go DeForest Buckner. Mm-hmm. And then for the Cowboys, my team, we don't belong at this pick. We honestly don't belong at this pick. So, they talking about Carson Wentz. I'm like, nah, no, don't do it. Just for him to sit, no. All right. So since Jalen Ramsey's gone, I honestly believe the Cowboys should trade this pick to get somebody in like the middle rounds. I'm thinking maybe a defensive end like Shaq Lawson, or I think who the second best corner is, William Jackson from Houston. So we should trade back. But if they don't do that, of course they're going to go defensive end from Ohio State. Joey Bosa. And then that leaves Jacksonville. I don't know. They was looking at Miles Jack, but he has like some knee injuries or something. Yeah. So
it's rumored he might not have played this year.
Yeah,
we don't need another situation like that up there.
Hey, man.
So I'm like, I don't know. That's a tough pick. They could go anywhere, but I feel like they will pick them up because they need some help on defense.
Okay, now let me hear that other scenario. What was that other scenario talking about? What was that looking like?
All right, of course you got the Rams. They're staying with Jared Goff. Then what's it called? It's gonna go on. Yeah, Cleveland. They are gonna pick up Carson Wentz, but still they got RG3. I'm like, don't do it.
Okay.
Then the third pick. This is how I wanted to go down. Actually, the third pick, the San Diego. They pick up either Larry Tunsil or DeForest Buckner. I don't care who they pick up, but that leaves us, the Cowboys, at 4 to get the man we really need, Jalen Ramsey.
Man, y'all.
Yeah, and then that 5th pick, Miles Jack.
All right. Khaled, who do you got going in the top 5?
Of course, number 1, you have to give it to for the Rams, Jared Goff, because they do need a QB, and he is the better passer between him and Carson Wentz, which will go next for Cleveland. And the thing is, why I say Cleveland should get Carson Wentz is because RG3, they just picked him up, but since he hasn't been efficient since his first year. He hasn't been the best. And off of that injury he had, how much confidence can you put into the quarterback that haven't showed anything for you in a while? So you do want to get a younger quarterback who is healthier, who's actually shown to be a good player as well. Third, like you said, offensive tackle, Larry Tunsil, because Chargers need something, but they need some help. Dallas Cowboys, Jalen Ramsey, because he is the cornerback, and then they can switch up in positions with him and Byron Jones. And of course, Jacksonville Jaguars, they need to add to their defense after adding Malik Jackson and Tyshawn Gibson, and just go to Joey Bosa. It'll help them become a bigger force on defense.
All right, Rashad, let me hear yours.
I'm actually gonna, fade off a little bit from what you guys are saying with the Jared Goff thing. I don't think Jared Goff will be front. I think it's gonna be Carson Wentz be first pick to the Rams.
They're both garbage.
Yeah, they're both. I think they're both bad. I think they're both.
Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in this draft, and he's like projected 15th pick mid-round.
So I got Carson Wentz going first to the Rams, and then the Browns. This is where it gets a little, confusing. Like people are like, what am I thinking? But for the fact that they have RG3, like you just said, they have RG3 there, and the fact that they know he's injuries, like he's prone to injuries and stuff like that, they want more protection for him. So I see Larry Tunsil going as number 2 to help with the offensive line to make sure RG3 is safe. That's where I see this pick going down, because that picking up RG3 changed how they looked at that. And then so with San Diego Chargers, I feel like they're stuck in a position where they don't know what they want, but they want something good. So it's either between Jalen Ramsey and Joey Bosa, but I see them kind of picking a Jalen Ramsey type player because they feel like, yeah, you can kind of find somebody defensive, and there's still somebody. There's a couple free agents left you can pick up because they're getting old, but 1 year you can hold on to, and you can bring in somebody long term like Jalen Ramsey, corner, who can also play safety for a team like that. For the Dallas Cowboys, that leaves Joey Bosa left for them because that's one of the needs. If they don't get Jalen Ramsey, they're going to go Joey Bosa. So that's one of the needs. And then Jacksonville, there's a lot of talk about saying get Miles Jack, but that's not what they need. I feel like they understand that was something what they need. I don't know what these analysts feel like that's more so what they need, but they more so need a defensive end. We tried for 2 defensive ends in free agency, didn't get either one of them. All that's left is older veterans. They don't want that because they want to build young. So I feel like DeForest Buckner is going to be who they go with at defensive end.
Okay. Well, I've had multiple scenarios going in my head, like Malcolm did also, and I kind of have thought because of the fact I assume the Rams are going to go with Jared Goff because all the talk about Carson Wentz is, he plays in North Dakota State, so the guys he's playing against aren't the top tier talent. He has the tools to become something great, but we've all seen plenty of quarterbacks who supposedly have all these tools to be great, and nothing ever they never end up living up to it, and they never end up fully fulfilling all that talent that they have. So Jared Goff is the more complete guy right now. He can actually move. So you're gonna have to move you in Los Angeles. I'm sorry. Trust me, you're gonna have to move. And it opens up a lot of different offensive options with you and Todd Gurley. Then for number 2, I see them picking Carson Wentz because like Khalid was saying, RG3 is not a full-on investment that you don't know exactly what he's gonna be. You don't know exactly what kind of player you're going to be getting. Yeah, you signed a quarterback, but it's not like he's a quarterback. You're like, this is our franchise guy. So you still, even if you sign Carson Wentz, you sign him, you can have him sit behind RG3 if that's the case. If you want that to be your scenario. And then 3 for San Diego, I imagine them taking Laramie Tunsil because you want to protect that line and be able to actually protect Phillip Rivers and have him actually be able to finish out his career healthy. So you'd want to shore up that tackle spot. And then 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. See, the Dallas Cowboys is where it all becomes tricky for me. I mean, the Browns is tricky too, but Dallas Cowboys is where it all becomes tricky because, man, there's so many spots y'all can get help at. Y'all just lost Greg Hardy, so Joey Bosa can help the line. Lord knows the secondary, Jalen Ramsey would be a blessing. And then
that's what we want.
And then Ezekiel Elliott could be a running back. You never know. He could be that running back.
No, Jerry Jones. I see it.
No.
You never know. He could be that running back.
No.
That guy that can run, can catch, can do it all.
We got Lance Stormbaugh coming back also.
Oh, that's right.
But hey, Jerry loves to make his splashes.
DeMarco Murray was 4th in the league in rushing. Remember, I told you. We tested last show. I told you.
DeMarco Murray was the leading rusher.
Jeremy McFadden. Fourth in rushing last year.
Hey, but Darren McFadden isn't the catch out of the backfield all around guy that Ezekiel
That's
Elliott.
why we got Lance Dunbar.
And that
sensational, bless up.
But the Cowboys haven't won and essentially a lot of games until they had that guy that could pound it every down for them.
Alfred Morris. Ezekiel Elliott's not a pounded.
Well, Alfred Morris, you're right. Alfred Morris did sign with y'all, but he hasn't looked like Alfred Morris from his rookie year either. After RG3 regressed either, so it seems like y'all backfields a lot of running backs that is. They were, or they could have been, or this was them, or that was that. So Ezekiel Elliott might be a good pickup for them, but I agree that in my opinion, I would go with Jalen Ramsey pick because cornerback has been where the Cowboys have been it's just been a weak position for them. Even though you do want to have a good pass rusher so you can rush the quarterback. And then 5th for the Jaguars. Jaguars, they're confusing, man. They're confusing.
All we need is defensive end there, and we jamming.
They're confused. I mean, I was gonna say Joey Bosa, but it depends if the Cowboys take Joey Bosa, then I guess you would go Miles Jack. But that injury is concerning with that leg injury. But who knows? Because sometimes these guys with the injuries, they come back, they play better than ever. Sometimes they don't come back and play at all. And it would suck for Jacksonville to make a pick that ends up turning out being a waste of a pick. So I would say Joey Bosa would be probably the better option for them. But y'all, let's transition into this last topic.